The whole world has turned upside down. Amazing games are still being made on Atari 8-bit. Hi, nice to see you on this channel. The heyday of Atari 8-bit was in the 80s of the previous century. However, many passionate people still create amazing games for this computer. Some people go back to their youth in this way. Others see this as an excellent opportunity to learn programming, usually low-level one in assembly language. This is the only way to show the maximum capabilities of this computer. When examining the patient name Atari, what would the results prove? Certainly an ECG would confirm that his heart is strong and healthy and that it is still beating with tremendous energy after so many years. Let's take a look on the titles that were prepared after 2000. When mentioning the year of the game's creation in this video, I mean the date when the item was made available for the first time. Some were improved in the following years. Some are also available for other computers, such as Atari ST or Commodore 64. Okay, let's go down to business. The decision on which titles to present was really challenging, and few games missed my video by a hair. In this video I do not discuss any games that are remakes of titles from other platforms that have been transferred to Atari by enthusiasts in recent years. Although even some of the presented titles are inspired by famous hits. Interestingly, some titles, although created in Poland, do not have a native language version, but only in English. A sign of the times? Ready? Let's start! At the beginning, Adam is me from 2020 with a deadly virus in the background. The cool robot seeks help in another planetary system to discover a cure and save an entire civilization. Who will help him? The item is undoubtedly addictive, but before playing, it is worth taking a look at the user manual for a few minutes, as it may seem a bit difficult at the beginning. Besides, the user manual has been prepared with particular care. The game undoubtedly requires logical thinking. It reminds me a bit of another Polish title called Robobo, created many years ago. Interestingly, we add properties to the objects by rearranging the words displayed on the screen, similar to the Finnish game Baba Is You, which was inspiration for the authors of this title. For example, the wall is stop property can be broken by separating its fragments, which allows the robot to pass through the wall. You can also create the ship is win property, which allows you to proceed to the next stage after reaching the spacecraft. So save the world from the virus. Anyway, you have no other choice. Let's do this. Another proposal is a very simple but also incredibly addictive game, The Great Return of the Penguins from 2014. Moving the joystick on the title screen enters learning mode. You have to guide as many penguins as possible through the ice holes. The opening can be closed by moving the joystick in the direction pointed by the arrow, but it only works for a few seconds. Once you've mastered the basics, you can have fun all over. Take a look for yourself. Are you ready to save all the penguins? I can assure you that you will spend long hours playing with these nice birds. It will pull you in. How about another Logic arcade game with adventure elements, Lora from 2016? As the author advertises, we will meet a really great adventure that has never been seen on Atari. Attention is drawn to the extraordinary demo. A clever teenager solves a mystery from her grandfather's diary about a mysterious centuries-old mask belonging to the infamous Aztec god ruler. Thanks to this mask, that ruler could control the minds of the others. Please note here, the cartridge version of the game includes additional bonus stages, doublet comparing to the other versions. Moreover, the software is available not only in Polish and English, but also in German, Russian, Czech, French, Italian and Spanish. As befits a game about traveling, Lora must be a true polyglot. And how? On a PC under Windows, you can also run a program called Lora Constructor, allowing to prepare additional boards for the game. Now it is time for something more ambitious and not being often in the game rankings. The economic game with amazing graphics and interesting intergalactic story and providing entertainment for many hours. Do you know what title I'm talking about? Star Vagrant from 2019. You become the boss of an interplanetary ship and run your own business. You can visit up to 25 different locations and trade 24 unique goods, as well as buy new ships and discover new trade routes. It is definitely worth trying your hand at this business. Is that now the time for RPG fantasy? Sure, let's have a look on His Dark Majesty from 2010, for which the second part was developed in 2017 under the name His Dark Majesty Quest 2. An army of darkness raids a kingdom whose ruler is murdered and his son thrown into prison. But a day is coming that may change the course of the history. In the game we control the movements of our military units, which can attack the enemy when the time is right. I have to admit that really sophisticated algorithms have been prepared that allow the computer to play the role of a very demanding opponent. The greater the joy of the successes achieved, maybe the order and peace in the world again. Maybe you dream about some new platform game. If so, you will be interested in the game Crowland from 2007. It does not require too much mental effort, but you can have a good time being tired after work. The beautiful fairy tale graphics will delight everyone. Along the way, our hero finds valuable stars, for which he can get a new life after collecting 50. He should avoid any contact with animals, and of course he must not fall into a hole, because that means loss of life. Finally, there is a duel with the evil dragon. How about the Wasteland arcade game from 2019, created by Michał Jaskóła, known for the excellent software created many years ago for the LK Avalon company, which I have mentioned many times in my videos. Not to be confused with another game with the same title released by Electronic Arts. In the post-apocalyptic world only you survived, and you must use the escape pod, for which you urgently need to collect fuel tanks. The game attracts with eye-catching graphics, but it is a bit pity that there is no better audio. The born of this title was a big surprise, because the author did not brag about the work on it, but one fine day he simply posted a message on the Polish forum atarionline.pl dedicated to 8-bit devices with the information: "Listen guys, I have a new game, let's add quite extensive." It is time for Yump from 2007, which is worth seeing for its really amazing graphics and interesting music, also available in stereo. Has the hardware capabilities of a small computer been exceeded here by any chance? The goal is to use the ball to move through the tunnels, making sure it does not fall through one of the many holes. Have fun! Another noteworthy title is the Last Squadron shooter from 2020, which is quite fresh production. The player takes on the role of a military fighter pilot. This title is available in several versions that differ in both the game itself and the included gadgets. In particular, the version on the cartridge includes, among others, additional levels, better graphics and 2 new gameplay modes. Finally, I will say in confidence that the game also contains cheat codes facilitating its completion. Typing the text Secor Soft on the title screen gives you 20 lives. Pressing the start key gives immortality at the current level. Additionally, the select key causes the immediate completion of the given level. I have to admit also that the level of playability is very high, and it's hard to break away from your computer. What do you think about this choice? The presented games are available on the internet, but if you can, it is worth buying a limited edition on a cartridge, cassette or floppy disk, supporting in this way the authors who have spent a lot of time preparing such great titles. Sometimes a nice bonus comes in the set as well. For example, the mentioned title Adam is Me can be purchased in a bundle with bricks, from which it is possible to assemble a small robot. The Last Squadron, on the other hand, comes with a super cool cap in some versions. It will be visible from afar who is the Atari lover. whoever got to this moment of the video should write in the comment, "I'm a tough guy, stay healthy."